Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to take a sec and talk about Jason Aaron's Ghost Rider Omnibus Volume 1. Now, this omnibus features both Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch as Ghost Riders, and the premise of the story is that they actually got their powers from God, and an angel named Zadkiel is planning to overthrow heaven and take over the throne. Now, this all gives a whole new meaning to what it means to actually be a Ghost Rider. Let's jump into it. Now, first off, admittedly, I am a huge stickler for art and I am very, very picky. So just to get this right out of the way, I was not a huge fan of the art throughout this omnibus. However, I'm not here to talk down on anybody's art that they put hard work into. So let's just get right into the story. Now, as I said previously, Johnny Blaze is on a mission to take down Zadkiel in heaven, and he is on a time crunch. Zadkiel has already started his assault on the throne, and time is of the essence. But how does our favorite Flamehead actually get to heaven? Along his path to find the doorway into heaven, ironic, I know, he actually stumbles upon other Ghost Riders. Now, he finds out for the first time he's not the only one, and so do we, although not really. Because if you guys are huge Ghost Rider buffs, you'll know that there have been many other Ghost Riders throughout history. However, in this storyline, Johnny is just now finding out for the first time. Now, these other riders are being killed, and he's finding bodies after body after body. Now, what happens is we actually come to find out that Zadkiel is using their power to strengthen himself to help his war. So, if Zadkiel's in heaven fighting his war, who is killing all of these Ghost Riders? With the power of the Spirit of Vengeance, it seems to us like many Ghost Riders would be invulnerable, almost invincible to most anyone, unless that anyone happens to be another rider. Enter Danny Ketch. Now, Danny's mind has been twisted by Zadkiel to believe that what he's doing is the right thing to do. Don't worry about it. Just go and kill these other Ghost Riders. You're actually doing them a favor. Zadkiel has actually twisted Danny's mind to believe that he's taken away this great big burden that they hold on to, that is the Spirit of Vengeance. So Johnny keeps following the bodies, and he finally catches up with a couple of other Ghost Riders that are still alive. Now, they form an alliance against Danny Ketch and Zadkiel's army, and it comes to one big showdown. Now, again, Zadkiel isn't there. He's still dealing with things up in heaven. Meanwhile, he has Danny Ketch doing all the dirty work down on Earth. Now, a really awesome thing takes place during this big battle, right? The Ghost Riders are fighting Zadkiel's army, while Johnny and Danny have their own thing going on. Now, they take off on their motorcycles at light speed across the Earth. Now, I don't actually know if it's light speed, but they are traveling the Earth at incredible speeds. Now, what they're actually doing this whole time is speaking with each other. Now, of course, they wouldn't be speaking with each other if they weren't driving around the Earth at light speed and almost killing each other while doing it. But Johnny is trying to change Danny's mind, and Danny is trying to change Johnny's mind. So eventually, Danny actually comes to see the truth. That if Zadkiel actually takes the power of the riders after they're all dead, he's going to essentially take the throne of heaven and overthrow Earth and heaven itself. What he plans on doing is killing pretty much everybody and enslaving anyone that he chooses to let live to help rebuild his kingdom. And I want to leave a little bit more there at the end. There is a ton more to read, by the way, for your guys' imagination, in case you guys wanted to grab this omnibus after hearing me talk about it, or you were interested in it before, and maybe you just wanted to check out this video first. So there's still actually a lot to read, but that was kind of, 3/4 or a big chunk of the story that I wanted to talk about. So let's get into the overall story itself and how I would rate this. So while I was reading, at no point was I ever bored. I was never thinking, God, when is this going to end? Which is the worst thing that can happen while you're reading a book and you're already committed to it, and then 3-4 hours you're just completely miserable, depending on how fast of a reader you are anyways. But I got to admit, throughout this story, I never really wanted to put it down. I never wanted to finish. I never really wanted it to end, and it really got just straight to the point, which I really appreciate and I respect. However, it is only fair to say that this omnibus is only 536 pages, right? It's not like an oversized hardcover or anything like that. It's nothing crazy. But still, some books can be even shorter than that and you'll just dread, right, starting to read it or trying to finish it, things like that. I also felt that the character placements were very well done. Danny and Johnny really got in each other's faces a lot, telling each other essentially that they need to change it this way, they need to change it that way. And they were pretty much getting in the fridge at the same time throughout a lot of this book, which I thought was really awesome. And every other side character wasn't there just for fluff either. There wasn't any really cringe jokes that went on. Nobody was there just to waste time. They all had a mission to complete, and they all did that. And even though I am extremely hard on the art throughout this book and any book that I really read, not just this one, I want to give this omnibus a very solid 8 out of 10. I thought the story was very well rounded and thought out. Everything was short, sweet, and to the point. They wasted no time in making you understand the dire consequences that will happen if Johnny does not complete this mission. And they also made Zachiel a pretty formidable foe, because like I said earlier, the Ghost Riders really don't have too much to fear, because if they die they could just go to hell and always make a deal with Mephisto or the devil or whoever the big bad is throughout that book. But Zachiel is actually a pretty big force to reckon with here, and I really respected that. It takes a lot of thinking and planning to really make somebody villainous and intimidating for a Ghost Rider. So I thought he was awesome. If you guys enjoyed this book, go ahead and let me know. And if you have any suggestions on what book I should read or review next, go ahead and let me know that too. Thanks guys, have a good one.